الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر.
This manhaj of Ahlul Hadith is not like any other manhaj.
ما يقابل إما التساهل في الدعوة للعقيدة.
So you find that in opposite of the manhaj of Ahlul Hadith nowadays, we have groups that are
أو عدم الاهتمام بها.
That we have groups that are very easy and likely in against the word Aqeedah.
أو يتميز عمن يتعصب للرأي.
And they are against those who are sticking on opinions.
أو من لا ينهى عن البدعة.
We find that this Aqeedah is also against those who are very easy in innovations.
ومن هنا
And from now on,
لابد أن نقف على الحد
we have to stand slightly
لتعريف أهل الحديث.
to know what is Ahl Hadith.
قال السمعاني في كتابه الإملاء.
Al-Imam al-Sam'ani said in his book Al-Imla,
رواية عن الإمام أحمد.
He had the narrations from Imam Ahmad
عن تعريف أهل الحديث.
about who are Ahl Hadith.
هم الذين يستعملون الحديث.
They are those who are acting upon the Hadith.
وهذا الاستعمال
And this usage
هو الفيصل.
is the difference.
هو الفارق.
And the difference.
هو العلامة.
And the sign.
هو الفيصل.
The difference.
بين من يدرس الحديث دراسة علمية فقط.
It's a difference between those who are only learning the Hadith because they want to learn.
لحفظه.
Just to memorize it.
والكتابة فيه.
And to write about the
وبين
Hadith.
من يطلبه علما وعملا ظاهرا وباطنا دعوة ومنهجا.
And that is different than those who are learning the Hadith to practice it innerly and outwardly.
قال الإمام أحمد
Imam Ahmad said,
تركنا أقواما يحفظون الكثير من الحديث من أهل الرأي.
Imam Ahmad said, we have left those who used to know a lot of ahadith, but they used just to know them and memorize them.
ومن هنا
And from now on,
لابد أن نضع النقاط على الحروف.
we have to point some issues.
فإن أهل الحديث يخالفون أهل الظاهر.
The people of Hadith are not like Ahl al-Dahir.
لا يفهم من ذلك أن أهل الحديث لا يهتمون بالفقه.
That does not mean that the people of Hadith don't focus on
بل هم
fiqh.
فقهاء راسخون.
The people of Hadith are very strong ulama of al-fiqh
وعلماء متعمقون.
and they go very deep in the fiqh.
فهم يهتمون بدراسة فقه الحديث.
They focus on the explanation of the Hadith.
كما أنه
أستاذ أبو أسامة تفضل مشكورا، يمكنك أن تترجم إن شاء الله، لأن هو كان المفروض الأستاذ الأخ أحسن مني في الترجمة بكثير، اللهم بارك، وقد تخرج من الجامعة الإسلامية وما زلت صغيرا في السن طبعا لغتي الإنجليزية هي ليست لغتي الأصلية، أنا ولدت في هولندا وما زلت جزاك الله خيرا أستاذ.
انتهينا إلى أن أهل الحديث لا يعني أنهم ظاهريون.
We have finished to the point and explained the point that Ahlul Hadith, they're not the people just by their meaning Ahlul Hadith, people of Hadith only.
بل هم فقهاء متعمقون.
But they are also the jurists, the fuqaha, who are deep in their understanding.
وعلماء راسخون.
And they are competent, qualified scholars.
بل هم أحرص الناس على معرفة فقه رسول الله.
They are the people who understand with precision the fiqh of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
فجمعوا بين الرواية والدراية.
So these Ahlul Hadith scholars, these people, they have combined between the narrations of the Hadith and the comprehension and understanding of the Hadith.
كما أنهم
And they also,
يتسمون بخلق رسول الله.
they are described and they have the akhlaq and the character of the Nabi.
كيف لا يكونون كذلك؟
And how is it that they are not like the character of the Nabi?
وهم أعرف الناس برسول الله.
When in fact they are the people who know the Prophet the best.
لذا
For that reason,
فمن هنا
from this point,
فإن شئت أن تتعرف على رسول الله
if you want to come to know about the Prophet ﷺ,
فانظر إلى أهل الحديث
then look at the people of Hadith,
الذين عرفوا حقيقة هذه الدعوة
those people who know the reality and the reality of
وهذا
this
الدين
da'wah
العظيم.
and the reality of this great religion.
كذلك فإن هذا الحديث لا يعني الضيق.
So the hadith of the Nabi, it doesn't mean, its meaning is not something that is restricted,
بل هو يتسع باتساع حديث رسول الله.
but the hadith of the Nabi, the hadith means everything from the characteristic and the existence of the Nabi.
ومما لا يتسم به أهل الحديث
And from what al-hadith are
ولا
not
يصح
described
أن
with,
ينسب إليهم
and it shouldn't be attributed to them,
ضيق الفهم
is the understanding that is short. And
بل إنه
is the understanding, what should not be attached and attributed to al-hadith, is the understanding that people have that is short.
بل شمل الحديث كل صغيرة وكبيرة في الحياة.
And that's because the hadith, it includes all of the major issues and the minor issues of the whole life.
قال أحد الصحابة
One of the Sahabas said,
وهو أبو ذر
and he's Abu Dharr
أو أنس بن مالك
or Anas ibn Malik,
لم يدع رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم شيئا صغيرا أو كبيرا إلا حدثنا إياه.
he said, this companion Abu Dharr, Anas ibn Malik, that the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam didn't leave anything small or big except that he explained it to us.
حتى قال يهودي لسلمان
To the point that a Jewish man said to Salman al-Farisi,
لقد علمكم نبيكم كل شيء.
your Nabi taught you people everything.
قال نعم.
And Salman said, yes, he did.
حتى علمنا كيف يقضي أحدنا شهوته.
Salman said he even taught us how one of us should take care of his desires, how to have relationships with his wife.
فلا يجوز
So it's not permissible
أن تترسخ في أذهاننا
for our minds to understand,
أو نرخي آذاننا
or we give our minds this understanding
للتهم الباطلة
where people make criticisms that are not true,
والأكاذيب الفاجرة
and the lies that people make up, the untruths
التي تحاك عن أهل الحديث.
that put Ahlul Hadith down and show them in the bad light. We shouldn't allow that to be believed by us.
علينا أن نفهم أن قداسة هذا الحديث
We should know that this hadith, it has qadasa, it is holy, sacred,
وأن شموله
and that the comprehensive nature of it,
وأن عظمته
and that we should understand the comprehensive nature of it, and that it is total and complete.
تنبع من مشكات القرآن والسنة.
This hadith, it comes, and the way that the Nabi was, it comes from the well and the source of prophecy.
فلا يفهم أن اهتمامهم أو اسمهم بأهل الحديث أنهم يهملون القرآن.
So it shouldn't be understanding, this is the point. It should not be understood when you hear al-hadith that they're just people of hadith and they don't understand the Quran or have a connection to the Quran.
بل يأخذون بالقرآن والحديث.
No, instead they take the Quran and the hadith.
وكما أن لهم أصول أخرى
And they also have some other fundamentals, other principles other than that,
كالإجماع
like the issue of taking the consensus
والقياس
and the qiyas analogy
والمصالح المرسلة
and the masalih al-mursala
والعرف.
and also the culture of the people.
هذه أصول أهل السنة ومنهم أهل الحديث.
These that we just mentioned, the Quran, the Sunnah, Ijma, Qiyas, the Musal al-Mursala, the Urf, these are from the fundamentals of Ahl al-Sunnah, and Ahl al-Hadith are from them.
كما أن أهل الحديث
And also Ahl al-Hadith,
من أعظم الناس توقيرا للعلم والعلماء.
they are the people who have a lot of respect for knowledge and scholars.
فقد كان النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم مثلهم الأعلى في الأدب.
Because the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam for them is the greatest, highest example.
مع معلمه جبريل.
Because the Nabi, he showed the people of al-Hadith, the people of Islam, how he was with his teacher who was Jibril, who taught Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
وأظهر لنا نبينا صلى الله عليه وسلم تلامذة في الطراز الأعلى.
And the Prophet, as a student, he showed us, the people of Hadith, how to be on the highest level of being a student with the
من
teacher.
أصحاب رسوله
And
الكرام.
that came as well being learned and taught by his companions.
وكان ابن عباس يذهب إلى العلماء
And Ibn Abbas himself used to go to the scholars from the companions,
ويقف على أبوابهم
and he would go to their doors and wait for them at the door.
في ساعات النهار الطويلة.
And it would be during long hours of the day.
يتحمل هبوب الريح.
He used to tolerate waiting outside those long hours with the wind blowing.
ولا يطرق أبوابهم
And he wouldn't even knock on the door
حتى يخرج إليه.
until that scholar from the companions would come out to Ibn Abbas.
فيقول أحدهم
And then one of them said to him,
ألا أخبرتنا يا ابن عم رسول الله؟
"Oh cousin of Rasulullah, why didn't you tell us that you were here?"
فقال العلم أحق أن يؤتى.
Ibn Abbas would tell him, that scholar who you waited for, he said, "No,
فالاحترام.
knowledge has more right that I come to the knowledge."
فاحترام العلماء
So this respect of the scholars
وتقديرهم
and showing that they have a special position,
هي إحدى
this is one of
معالم
the examples
شعار
and one of the identifying factors
أهل الحديث.
of al-hadith, respecting the ulama and scholarship.
العلم قال الله
And knowledge is, what is knowledge? Knowledge is what Allah said,
قال الرسول
what Rasulullah said,
قال الصحابة.
and what the Sahabas
أيها
said.
الإخوة،
Oh brothers,
ما أحوج عالمنا المعاصر اليوم
today we are really in dire need
للحديث
to this issue of hadith
وأهله.
and the people of al-hadith.
وهذا ليس كلاما إملائيا إنشائيا.
And what I'm telling you when I say that is just not some kalam, some speech that we just say it and it go out like that.
وإنما ينبع من خصائص الحديث.
But this speech is the speech that comes from the well and the source of the hadith itself.
وهذه الخصائص هي
And this special characteristic of the hadith
الكمال والشمولية.
is that the hadith, it has some special characteristics from it, is that it is complete and has shumuliyah, it is comprehensive.
كما قال الله تعالى
As Allah said,
اليوم أكملت لكم دينكم.
"Today I have completed for you your religion."
ثانيا
A second khasisa, special characteristic of a hadith,
العصمة.
is that it is divine. Al-isma, it is divine, it's from Allah.
قال تعالى وما ينطق عن الهوى.
Allah said about the Prophet ﷺ, he does not speak from his own desires.
زكى أستاذه فقال علمه شديد القوى.
And Allah gave the tazkiyah to the ustad of Rasulullah, who was Jibril. Allah said about Jibril, Muhammad ﷺ, he was taught by someone who is powerful and mighty.
وما ينطق عن الهوى.
And the Nabi, the ayah said, he does not talk from his own desires.
قال تعالى ورفعنا لك ذكرك.
Allah said also to prove this, that the hadith has isma. He said that we will raise for you your remembrance.
أنه دين سهل بسيط.
Another one is that this religion, another special characteristic of the hadith and the deen, is that it's a religion that is easy.
ما جعل عليكم في الدين من حرج.
Allah said in the Quran, we have not made anything difficult for you in your religion.
يريد الله بكم اليسر.
Another ayat, Allah wants ease for you.
هل عقل؟
So now, the Sheikh is saying, now people who have intellect,
هل فهم؟
did the Prophet understand? Did he comprehend?
هل أدرك؟
Did he get the point?
أهل الحديث اليوم
The people of hadith, did they understand? Did they comprehend? Did they get the point?
هذه الخصائص
These special characteristics that we just mentioned.
هل استطاعوا أن يكيفوا عصرهم؟
The people of Ahlul Hadith, based upon this, were they capable and able to take care of their families based upon these issues that were just mentioned?
ويقدموا الحديث
And were they able to put forward the hadith,
برامج ونظريات متكاملة
a program that has total consideration about what they're upon, what they're doing?
هذا ما يريد عالمنا.
He said, this is what the world is in need of today.
اللهم اهدنا للحديث
May Allah guide us to the
وحب
hadith
الحديث
and the people of
وأمتنا
hadith,
على مذهب
and
الحديث.
call us to die on Ahlul Hadith's way.
وصلى الله وسلم على نبينا محمد.